Hello and welcome to the Overly Animated Podcast, where we take animation seriously. We talk everything animation here, including Starverse, The Force of Evil, which we'll be getting into right now. I'm Dylan Hysen, and today I'm joined by Delaney Stovall.
Hey, y'all.
Michelle Anderer.
Hi.
And April Collins.
Hello.
Starverse, The Force of Evil is back, and today we are talking the March 3rd episodes of the show, The Bog Beast of Boggabah and Total Eclipsa of the Moon. The show's going to be weekly on Saturdays for all of March and into the first week of April. Weekly airings. Thank you, Disney, for not doing
at last
daily.
We love you.
This is so much better. This is a very optimal way for podcasting, if that's a concern. But
this is just the optimal way to watch television.
Yeah.
And yes, everything should be weekly.
Yeah. Yeah, very few shows we are doing weekly, but yeah, Star Weekly for this month we'll be covering every week on Saturdays here on the Overly Animated Podcast. Find us at overlyanimated.com or search for Overly Animated Star on iTunes. Subscribe there, or on YouTube if you're listening there to not miss any of our future Star recaps. We'll recaps every Saturday of the month. So make sure you've seen Bog Beast of Boggabah and Total Eclipse of the Moon. I think they're airing at 11 a.m. on Disney XD, and then they're also on the app right away in the morning.
Thank God. This is a good time. This is acceptable.
Disney, you're doing it all right.
Disney does very consistently put it on the app the day of at 3 a.m. So, right. But yeah, spoilers for these two episodes. Make sure you have seen them. Delaney, what did you think? Bog Beast and Total Eclipsa.
Okay, so Bog Beast was worth it only because we got to see Star in her fighting outfit. That was awesome.
Yes.
That's the only reason this episode matters. And then the lesson was okay. It was River, you did an okay job. That was fine. But the only reason this episode it's for the outfit, and then when he's make me pretty. Okay, whatever. Okay, River.
Yeah.
And then Total Eclipse of the Moon. It's so good. Eclipse is my favorite. Every time she talks, it's my fave. I was so excited. She's just in there with a guitar. You made a guitar out of skeletons? So good. And then that entire adventure, I love Eclipsa. She's my favorite. And then of course I love Moon. She's great. So this was just a fabulous episode. It's the dream team. And then the end of the episode, we're all just hey, it's so good. Loved it.
Okay. I already identified the good parts of Bog Beast, so we'll see if there's other faves of that episode. But Michelle, what'd you think of these two?
Total Eclipse of the Moon is definitely the standout. I was a little frustrated with Bog Beast of Boggabah just because he literally scoops Star away from the plot for a whole episode, and I was no, she's so close. I loved that. The writers were we haven't had Star talk to her dad in a while. Should we have a Star dad episode? Yeah, sure. What can we get them to do? Well, he likes to let's do a hunting thing. But it didn't feel I don't know. It felt a little on the surface, and I was kind of hoping it could have dug deeper into something that I could feel really strongly about. But it was just a very light, chill episode.
It was a very self-aware episode.
Yeah, he did have an actual lesson for her, which
But he's we're gonna start over. The whole time you're I hate this episode.
That's true. And Star did stick it out for a pretty long time, longer than I thought she would have gone along with that.
Yeah. Okay. But so similar takes here. April, what do you think?
I really enjoyed both of these episodes, each in their own way, because I think I'm one of the few people who really enjoys River, and I just love how he's absolutely insane. He ate a phone. Who does that?
That was the best. She's
and then it calls Moon anyway. I really enjoyed that, and I think it's nice whenever Star and River have their father-daughter moments. So, because, they both enjoy hunting, and it was nice because he was my dad did this with, my dad did this with me, and now I'm gonna do it with you, and, the whole braiding of hair thing was just wonderful, and, their sleeping bags were just there, and he's I'm going to sleep, good night, my dad was a liar, and I was what? So, I enjoyed it for, that, for all of those purposes, and then Total Eclipse the moon was just amazing. Like, I love Moon 1, and her and Eclipsa together are just the best. So everything about that I was into, and Eclipsa singing and dancing around, like, that was great.
In her pajamas. I love
In
her.
her pajamas, yeah, she's got her fuzzy slippers on.
Yeah, definitely noticeably had her slippers on the entire time. It's like, no, we're not changing? I guess not.
And she's got her hair wrapped still,
Yeah.
like she
love
just
her.
got out of the shower.
I didn't like the hairpin. Like, do
Yeah,
you
the
have a
hairpin was a
so
good thing.
good.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, not a fan of Bog Beast, and I don't know, it's not worth getting into, but this is all of our frustrations of the show in one episode. But I agree with what Michelle said, literally removed from the plot. Total Eclipse of the Moon's pretty good. I enjoy the Moon and Eclipse dynamic. I wish there was more substance to the episode. It kind of just raises more questions than answers anything, but some good stuff in there for sure.
Sean the guard.
Yeah, Sean
What
the
is
Guard.
up with him?
Delaney,
Yeah,
Delaney reading
therapy.
out loud.
that
Yeah.
was like,
Shut up.
Sean is the first thing we're talking about? Why?
like the cupcake thing. Like it, like I don't want to like get a little, but like it did like seem to weirdly bordish into some kind of like strange fetish thing with the cupcakes, and I don't know
Wait,
I
that.
was immediately uncomfortable.
I know. I got weird vibes.
wow, you are completely misreading this cupcake situation.
I don't know if that's possible. It's out there for everyone to see.
Okay, can we not kink shame Sean, please? Okay, but no, it's not. It's not. What are you talking about?
I didn't think
It was,
he was alone, so that is fair.
No, I mean, he's a weirdo. I mean,
yeah.
it was supposed to be relatable with like him, like, oh, I shouldn't
How
eat
is
the
that
cupcakes.
relatable?
And I should-
Bad boy, or like a naughty boy for eating
Who's
the cupcake.
gonna clean this
It's
mess?
about like he has no self control. Like that's the.
This is
Dylan, I love how you're defending this weird
Right?
guard.
You were way overthinking this gag. Like
I'm just saying. There's something there.
no, there's okay. That was our Sean talk. Let's talk about.
No, the best part of the Sean gag was when he's like, "I'm gonna have to scan you," and Moon just glares at him.
Yeah.
Like, yes,
Like, oh my
not.
God.
Oh, you think that's a good idea? Why
Yeah,
don't you scan
Like,
me?
it's like the most menacing thing. Like he was like, "Nope."
Yeah,
Oh.
that was good. That was a good Moon moment. Not that Sean isn't important; he's not. But let's. There's actual plot things in this episode, which is that we learn. The big thing I think is that we learn that Meteora. First of all, these are our Meteora reaction episodes to one of the biggest plot revelations in the show last time or 2 times ago, and not really anything here. But
And I just watched the episodes. I'm here like shook. I'm still shook from Marco doing magic. Okay, me and my girlfriend are like, "What?"
yeah,
Screaming.
yeah,
And,
Delaney,
like,
five months ago, Delaney.
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
Leave me alone. I have things to do. Okay.
Right, I agree.
Shook.
Marco doing magic was the biggest thing, and I'm hoping for a follow up.
And we're just like
It
dropped
blew my
it. I'm like,
beautiful
"What?"
mind.
The beautiful mind. Yeah, that was a good line from the first episode. It's so we learned that Meteora is covered up, eliminated from the royal record, and Festiva the Fun, is listed as Eclipse's daughter. Eclipse is not her daughter; it's Meteora, and apparently there's a cover up. And Moon thinks she knows who it is,
I want to know.
Duh,
who
duh,
it is.
duh.
but we don't learn anything. And then Star comes in, and we don't see the reaction. So yeah, Delaney, what was your reaction to this potential cover up?
I'm not shocked. Like, I feel obviously there had to have been a cover up because we're all like, "What?" And of course, this whole time we've been like, "Okay." Ever since like the clovers were revealed, we were all like so shook about her.
Yeah.
Like she has to be a butterfly. And then now, like, I mean, she obviously like she's Eclipse's daughter. She's part monster. Like, I mean, I'm not shocked. What's more interesting is that they kept the whole like she married a monster, but they've hidden the child. That's really what's interesting. I guess that's more to cover. Like, this is obviously playing into like the uniting humans and monsters plot. Like, you literally have a queen, and like technically, I guess she might be the rightful heir because if like we're going through a line that because like who the heck is Festiva? Like, who is she?
Right. Yeah. And in terms of I think we hear the monster, Eclipse's husband's name for the first time. I'm not sure if it was the first time, but King Shastakhan. That might have been.
Yeah.
One. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know that he was ever an official king. I thought they
didn't
like
know that.
ran off. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was interesting. Delaney brings up a good point, which is potentially my main takeaway from the episode. If Festiva is just some random person inserted into the royal line to cover up Meteora and Eclipsa, then that means that Moon and Star are not legitimate royal monarchs, part of the royal lineage. That's they potentially aren't. Moon shouldn't be queen, Star shouldn't be princess. If Festiva is just a nobody, then they're descended from her and not from Eclipsa.
But then it's like, but they're obviously butterflies. Like, they have the magic.
Yeah. Things in the wand response to them.
Right.
So Festiva could have just been like a cousin or something. Like,
yeah, I agree. I think it's likely that Festiva was from a different branch of the still general butterfly family, but it's not it's not like the branch that's in power. It's like the secondary one. Yeah.
Like in this case, she is not like the direct descendant.
Yes. So that's a huge deal. That can mean Moon just gets removed. Star's not a princess anymore. Michelle, did you have any of those takeaways when you saw this stuff?
Yeah, I'm mostly wondering, like, if there was a baby swap that happened, who was in charge of that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, baby swap.
I want to know.
Moon thinks she knows who it is. Do you know?
No.
I think it's Glossaric.
What?
Glossaric?
Oh, but he loved.
Oh, you're right. He did.
Why would he do that?
It would be Glossaric.
Yeah, April, what was your reaction to the cover up, and do you know who covered it up?
It's not super surprising. I think what's most surprising is that Moon seems surprised by it. If that makes sense, like, because I feel like it's one of those things where, like, when you become queen, you learn all of the secrets, just like, like Area 51 or whatever. But
yeah, that's like that. Yes.
Yeah. So I feel like it says more to me that Moon's like, oh, like this is like someone actually did this, and she seems legitimately interested in it too. So I think that's more shocking for me than like, oh, of course, like, why wouldn't they erase history of Meteora? Like, if they're, trying to keep the line pure and they don't want like monsters and queens to be married and stuff like that. So that's not super shocking. It's just more shocking for me that Moon's like interested and intrigued and like surprised by it. So I was more shook by that, I guess, than anything, unless that's a cover up too. It's all cover ups. We're just covering up everything.
You think Moon would know that, right? But no.
Yeah.
But if
it makes sense for Moon not to know.
Right. If it's been hidden from all of the royal lineage and stuff, then
But then that also, like, makes me question, why was Eclipsa, imprisoned? Because we've always been under the impression that she was imprisoned because she married a monster. But it seems like her marrying a monster wasn't that big of a deal because they called him king.
Like, what happened?
Yeah, and then, like, she had a daughter, and everyone was like, okay, she has a daughter with this monster. So what was it that happened to get her imprisoned?
I think what you're hinting at is that the monster thing could just be an excuse for a royal lineage takeover from the Moon line of the Santa.
She might have done something really minor, and they just decided to lock her up to, like, finally take over or whatever.
Yeah, it's an excuse for just a power grab, yeah.
Maybe Eclipsa had, like, a sister or something.
Ooh, an angry sister.
Yeah, Michelle, what were you gonna say?
Oh no, I'm just thinking this is a lot of intrigue.
Yeah, I have a few other potential explanations.
It would be really cool if this is the direction the show's going. It's a lot kind of more complex and and like it ties directly to the monster issue that's been like looming for seasons now. So I would really like that to be where the show's going.
Yeah. This episode featured potentially a character in Eclipsa coming out of nowhere into the show, claiming a right to the royal lineage and disrupting our main character's claim on the throne. That's potentially the direction we're going in. And I saw that enough in Black Panther already. There you go. That's a joke.
I haven't seen Black Panther. I don't get it.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, so good.
It is relevant.
Well, what will be interesting, though, as like I kind of see like they've been kind of foreshadowing it, especially like I think with Tom in like in the Monster Bash being like, you're gonna be queen soon anyway, and it's like, what do you mean by that? Like, I mean, it doesn't seem like Moon's gonna like stand down. Like it's not really time for her to abdicate or anything. So it'll be interesting to see like how this kind of like blows stuff up.
You could the show. There have been hints that the show is potentially going in a Star. Star is preparing to be princess, preparing to be queen. It seems like maybe we're going in that direction. I agree, but there's no indication based on the current state of the royal family that would happen. Okay, I know who Moon thinks is covering this up, and it is Romulus and the High Commission.
Because Romulus is not capable of
right. That's but here's my evidence is that earlier in the episode, Star says that you called Romulus on me, and Moon says I didn't call Romulus. So Moon is aware that Romulus had an active role in something that she wasn't a part of. So now her mind is probably going to Romulus and the High Commission based on what Star told her.
Is Romulus secretly a genius?
I do not think so.
I mean, my thing is, how is he capable? He's so stupid. Is it the snakes? How is he capable?
Yeah, it's his hands.
Yeah, it's the
hands. He literally almost pulled a Hagrid at the Monster Bash and was like, I'm not going to tell you. And then, almost told her everything. He's so stupid.
Right, it's probably more of a dead goat guy instead of Romulus, but yeah, I mean, who else?
That's what I was thinking, but Met's dead, and that's really we can't just trash the dead goat guy.
Tarnish Lekmet's reputation.
We'll never do that. Rest in peace, Lekmet.
Rip Lekmet. He's coming back. Don't worry. But he's we brought up the possibility of Glossaric, who also I think is on the High Commission or created the High Commission. So it's all kind of the same thing. But it has to be. Who else could it be covering it up? It has to be Glossaric or High Commission.
Right, and that would make sense why Moon was very if they found out that I was sneaking you in here, they would have a fit. You're queen. What does it mean? Do you not rule? I'm confused.
And we know Hekapoo is not actually I don't feel like Hekapoo would be that devious.
Yeah.
Right. We don't think any of them are evil.
Or Mina.
Okay, because Mina seems too stupid, also.
Mina's dumb.
Yeah.
Maybe she was
Grace old.
and Sailor Moon. I don't understand.
Yeah. Right, but the point is there's a limited pool of characters that if it's someone we know that could be doing this, it's got to be on that level. Okay, here's another angle though. I'm not sure if you guys have thought of this, but all of this could be not the case because there is a period of time where Eclipse's actions in this episode are unaccounted for. When Moon falls asleep, you see the candle goes from the top to the bottom.
Oh yeah, she was gone forever.
Yes. So what if Eclipsa is faking this cover-up and that she is the one who put into her record that Festivia in place of Meteora? The book originally said Meteora. Eclipsa changed it while Moon was sleeping. She's orchestrating a fake cover-up in order to try to get Moon on her side because she's on trial.
Oh.
It's really, it makes sense, especially because, it's so obviously stitched in, but by that same token, why? I mean, obviously getting Moon on her side, but, she's so sad about her daughter.
Number one, get Moon on her side. Number two, this gives Eclipse, if this information is true, Eclipse is the legitimate monarch right now. So, she's an active power interest in order to have this be the case.
Well, and that would also make sense because it almost seems like Eclipse is sort of playing into Queen Moon. She's not just talking to her she's family because she would technically be family. But it seemed I don't know why, but it really caught my attention whenever she was just oh, Queen Moon, what are you doing in my room kind of thing. One, you called her Queen Moon, and two, you were what are you doing in my room?
Yeah.
She kind of questioning.
She seems to be kind of, it would make sense with her behavior that she's playing up to Moon to try to be sympathetic.
I love Eclipsa. I don't want her to actually be bad. She's my fave character.
I love Eclipsa too, but
she's so great.
That's what this comes down to: is do we trust Eclipsa? Have we sold that? Has the show sold it to us that Eclipsa is a good guy? Michelle, are you convinced that Eclipse is good, or is this all just an act from her?
I mean, the thing with the show is whenever she does something low-key problematic, it's so spaced out that it's easy to think she's just a great misunderstood person. But she was the one when Star kept transforming into her butterfly form, could be oh yeah, just let it happen, see where you go. That's a great idea. And then they're the ones.
She wasn't wrong though. She did have to go.
Yeah, but I mean, she also thinks all knowledge is good knowledge, and she suggested the mind wiping this episode. It's she'll do stuff like that every once in a while. It's kind of well, maybe this is where some of the anxiety around her stemmed from. So I feel like there's still like a significant case to be built against her if she does like have an agenda. I think that's entirely possible. She's really smart. I mean, if anyone was going to do it, like I would feel that she would be the person.
Yeah, the mind wipe spell is a good example of morally questionable behavior from Eclipsa this episode.
She just played Moon like straight up.
Yeah, it was great.
I think Eclipsa just does not seem to care about other people's feelings for the most part. I don't really see much evidence of that. You could argue Eclipse has been shown to be somewhat sociopathic.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's not, it's not like she hasn't done overtly wrong things, but we haven't really seen her have any sort of empathy for anyone else yet. So
right.
It's just kind of like a little morally questionable, but it's not like straight up wrong, which is why it's like, I don't know if she's like a bad one or not. That's the whole fun of the show, but I think there's still potential.
Right, that's clearly what they're going for with this Eclipse arc. Is she good? Is she bad? My thing is that if it's just like a twist, Eclipsa was orchestrating this fake cover up all along. It's all Eclipsa. Eclipse is the big bad of the season. She's evil. My thing is that that's not a surprise because that's how she was presented to us initially. She's supposed to be the evil queen. That's what we've been told. I feel like it's not enough to just show her being okay sometimes. I don't know if that's going to be effective storytelling to just be like, oh, it's not a shock to me. Like, I'm already thinking about Eclipsa being behind everything right now. So I think I don't know if that's the direction we're going in just because
I'll be devastated.
Yeah, well,
she's just so smart. Like she's been in prison for 300 years. Like your mind turns in that time. So like
even if you're frozen.
And also, I think the other thing too is, like we have to consider that a lot of this show comes from, I mean, not necessarily like straightforward from Star's perspective, but Star believes that Eclipsa is good. So I can't imagine that like the writers wouldn't like try to portray Eclipsa as a good person, even if she is bad. Does that make sense? Like,
by that same token, like, let's imagine it was Moon and Star. Star would have, like, blasted Sean into a closet and left him there.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Interesting. Yeah. That's true. The Star's perspective is potentially why we're seeing Eclipse in a good light. Star not in this episode in the meat of it, so it's hard to. It's interesting that we're seeing it not from Star, and we're seeing Eclipse somewhat sympathetically. I like that we're seeing Moon's perspective too in this episode. I feel like
I love Moon episodes; they're great.
Moon is the best.
Because, when we don't see her perspective, she comes across as, like, cold and enigmatic, and then here, she's much more sympathetic, I feel.
And she's also like, like, the whole episode.
And she's amazing. Let's, like, I love seeing her use her powers in, like, outside of, like, fighting. Like, I thought that was great that she was just, like, she just sort of put Star, and I know this was in the first episode, but she sort of put Star in like a bubble and was like, get out of here, you're acting like a child. Yeah, like, I don't have time for this, get out of here. I was like, yes, Moon, like, use your magic.
Not on Star, come on, no, bad.
It wasn't like bad using her magic, she was just like, get out of my face, you're being a brat.
And Star's like swimming in the bubble. That was really good animation. Moon, we saw Moon doing it there, and then with the memory spell later, I thought that was notable that she was using wandless casual magic.
I'm still a little bummed she got like put to sleep by a freaking spider, though.
Me too.
Yeah, I didn't like the spider parts.
I did like that she got her crown back, though.
Yeah,
I like how she got her crown back. I thought that was great.
Yeah, it was a really well boarded part of the episode with using the spider to retrieve the crown and the scroll and stuff. Yeah, I don't know why
I did
we
like
needed
the spider with the crown like dancing though. That was
okay.
pretty funny.
Yeah, that's the spider wanted it just because as a fashion item. Yeah, that's why.
You like shiny stuff.
Yeah, that's what you thought, that he would just like hoard it.
Yeah, he's like a magpie.
I know, but he was trying it on though. Like,
but yeah, I mean, he still appreciates it, but it's also shiny.
Yeah.
Like, look at this great accessory. Like...
So what do we? So where are we ending this? What do we believe more now that we've talked about it a little? Do we think Romulus and High Commission covering it up? Eclipse
honestly, more of a twist is that Romulus is like secretly a genius.
Oh,
I'll be shook.
Romulus is the true big bad.
Oh.
I mean, yeah, more likely Hekapu, but we've seen all of them in a positive light. Anyway, let's say High Commission, but yeah. Michelle, High Commission covered it up, or Eclipse did this while Moon was sleeping, which is more likely?
I'd say Eclipse, but like honestly, Mina's the one who like straight up hates monsters the most, so I wouldn't rule her out either.
I guess pre going insane, Mina.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think she might.
I don't remember the timeline on that, but okay, yeah. Man, I really don't need to see more Mina.
She's coming back, you know it.
Well, yeah, because they left her on the
Next
ball.
episode's gonna be a Mina episode.
Yeah, April, where do you stand?
I don't know. I'm kind of buying into the Eclipsa did it herself kind of thing, just to kind of prove like this case of innocence for herself. You know what I mean? She's just like, I'm just a victim in all of this, and then she ends up being the big bad. Like, I don't know.
That seems the most traditional narrative direction to go. So in that regard, definitely
Yeah.
happened. Yeah, Delaney.
Romulus is bad. That's
Okay, that's
fine.
Delaney's all in.
I'm
Romulus
going to
is
die on this.
Okay, this is Delaney's new upset, the Dylan version of that. Yeah, it's the Romulus
It's a
is
hot
bad.
take.
Yeah.
Romulus is bad and Eclipse is the best.
Okay, yeah, Eclipse the new main character. Romulus is the villain. That would be
Eclipsa versus the High Commission
Yeah.
and the forces of
If
evil.
I'm right, I'm going to write a song and sing it to Dylan
Okay.
about how good
I will. Okay, that would be welcome. Singing on the podcast about being right on that theory. That would be great. Yeah, no, it's. I definitely think it's some sort of Eclipsa. Like the thing is that why show Moon falling asleep and have Eclipsa gone for a period of time if we're not going to come back to that later? That's
Exactly.
like the Chekhov's just falling asleep here. It's gonna pay off in one of these next 2 weeks.
Well, and they did make a big deal out of her being like, I know where my scroll is.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Like, she already knew.
she clearly could have done this and just came back around twice. Like it's extremely plausible. Yeah. Okay. That and for the record, that is less interesting to me than the High Commission being bad. I think that would be the more interesting route based on our expectations.
We've
of the
also
show.
done that whole, like, you know, we didn't like the Magic High Commission, now we like them, and then, like...
Yeah, it's a little bit of that. Yeah. That being
Yeah.
said, we're super sympathetic to Hekapu and stuff, so that would be a turn.
Everyone in the High Commission is evil except Hekapu.
Yes,
I
Hekapu
want her
needs
to,
to be
I want her
good.
to be innocent in this.
Yeah. She's
telling you, it's Romulus.
It's Rob.
Oh,
He's
man.
the one. Okay. What other things from this episode? This episode continues. I think it's notable. First and second episodes take place at the same time. We see the end of the first scene.
I
of
love
the first
that.
episode.
I love it too.
Mhm.
Yeah, that almost makes the first episode worth it, almost, but not really. But yeah, I think that's a really cool dynamic, especially if you know you're doing this 2 episodes air at once thing. Play with that. Yeah, I think that's.
I think
great.
it's a really good use of that, like to sort of have the 2 sort of separate like storylines going on simultaneously. I like it.
Yeah, it's such a specific thing, just 2 11-minute episodes back to back. So playing with that format is really interesting. At the end, Star comes in with Moon and Eclipsa. Do we think we'll see the continuation of that conversation?
We better. I'm gonna.
Yes, we have to.
Yes,
die.
we have to.
It's a cliffhanger.
Unconvinced, but anyway.
I'm convinced.
Bog Beast of Boggabah. So Star is the Bog Beast, and there's a don't be impulsive moral. Thumbs up, thumbs down.
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
What? Why?
It's not wrong.
It's not
Obviously,
bad.
Star's
I'm
bad.
not saying is the lesson
I
a good lesson. I'm saying did you enjoy watching that?
Uh, The ending, when she became the Bog Beast, I was like, I buy it. This is okay.
I preferred watching that than like looking at a wall. So I think it's a plus.
Wait,
Um,
that's the baseline is just
Wall.
staring at a wall.
The
So
animation was nice.
if your baseline is staring at a wall, Michelle, then anything on TV is going to be a positive.
Not
to you.
true. No. Some things are actively
Uh,
always.
This whole episode was worth it solely for her outfit.
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
talk about
but
Star's
the-
Huntress
The
outfit.
wand turning into a bow was pretty cool.
That
Yeah.
was lit. I was
Yeah.
hyped.
Yeah,
But
so she.
what was up with it? She shot it once and then it immediately turned back into the wand.
I
Yeah.
know it must take a lot of stamina to maintain a different shape or something.
Yeah,
Spider
Star's.
with a top hat's like freaking out on the inside.
Yeah. Oh,
Why? Wait, Spider likes this? Okay, interesting. Yeah, what's Spider with the top hat's reaction to everything that's happening in each episode? Let's track that. But no.
Yeah, that's important.
I agree. Star's Huntress outfit, or whatever it's called, is the most tight part of the episode. By far. It was incredible. But it's like 20 seconds! Why?
It was worth it.
This is so much better than anything else. And I tried to get a screenshot of it for the screen cap, and there's no clear shot of her wearing the outfit. Like, oh, come on.
We demand more of this outfit.
Yes.
Bring back the outfit.
I'm still shook from like the wand transforming into things, like when it became Marco's wand and I died a little bit, and then like this, like I'm shooketh.
Shooketh, yeah.
Shooketh.
Well, we have seen the wand transform depending on who has it before with lobster claws.
Yes, we got into that. And interesting that Star can change its shape into the bow.
Look, she's very powerful. Okay.
I guess shooketh is like make me pretty. Like, is that similar?
Make me pretty.
Yeah, I feel like
that
was one of the only lines I'd written down. We talked about Eddie from this episode.
Eddie's a creeper.
Voiced by Rhys Darby. Big animation weekend for Rhys Darby. He's Karan on Voltron.
Yeah, I was like, hello. Okay, it's funny because like I was watching Voltron before Star came on, and then I'm like in the middle of a Voltron episode, and I'm like pausing between commercials to watch each of them. My girlfriend wakes up and she's like, "Why are you double? Like, why do you have two screens?
Why did you double?
Why are you double?
Well, it's because I was trying to finish Voltron. Like, I was literally like in episode 4, and then Star came on, and then it was really funny because like I'm watching Voltron, and then he starts talking on Star, and I'm like, "What?"
You're very confusing. Oh, you're watching Star live. Gotcha.
Yeah, I was watching Star live, and then I was watching Voltron on Netflix.
Dual wielding.
It was super funny.
Yeah. I thought Eddie was a pretty funny character, although they didn't do anything with him. Yeah.
No. Except he did do it twice, which I think is really funny.
Yeah, this concept doesn't work twice. It's all about tricking the person, right? Like how did this
How did he fall for it twice?
Yeah. I do think that's a funny concept, yeah. The Bog Beast rituals that we go through, they have to there's like a sweat lodge. Camouflage leaves with baby bog dragons. I did like that.
Those were cute.
Yeah.
She's like, nice dragons.
Yeah. Mumin hair braiding. We got some crazy star hair, so that's always good. And then ancient markings. Yeah.
With like 100 scrolls. That was good.
Yeah. And then they have to start all over. And I was like,
yep.
Which is exactly how Star felt. So you were channeling your inner Star.
It was on purpose, but I also don't want to feel that way watching the show. Like
that's why I wasn't a big fan of the episode either.
Yeah. The beginning of the episode is the best part with Star going to talk to Moon. As I think April referenced, Star says it's blowing my beautiful mind,
and she just going like 500 miles per hour, and Moon's like, shut up.
Yeah,
I like that she throws the papers off the desk
it's so
and then
good.
lays it on it.
And Moon just like,
Yeah, Star is this is like vintage season 1 Star.
Moon's like, you come into my office.
So roll my papers around.
So Moon wasn't buying the Meteora thing, although as we see in the next episode, she does investigate it. But her main reaction is that she didn't like that Star rushed the Mumin monster relationship in the Monster Ball, and should have checked with her first. I agree, Moon. More Star-Moon communication.
Yes.
Very good. Although, I mean, I think that Star is fighting against Moon here. It's kind of like Moon's in the wrong on this, and she's the one upholding the wrong tradition. So I understand Star trying to.
But at least Moon seems to be like supporting it.
Yeah.
Right. I think only we're seeing that though. Like, I don't think Moon's presenting that to Star in that she's open to change. Like, we see that she's open to Meteor after Star leaves, but like she just presents this obstinate view of herself to Star to gain a sense of authority with her.
Honestly, very typical like mom-daughter stuff.
Well, I think what's most frustrating is that like after the first part,
in Moon's defense, Star literally came in yelling.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. It's like, oh, you took it. Well, what's most frustrating for me is because, like, it seemed like we had grown the Moon-Star relationship at the beginning of season 3, and then, like, as we continue through, it just seems like we're just reverting back to, like, season 1 relationship.
We're not seeing really that, like,
Yeah.
And I agree with Delaney when she's like, "This is typical of a mother-daughter relationship." It's Oscar weekend. This reminded me of Lady Bird, the movie, a lot with Lady Bird in relation.
Yes.
This isn't going to land with our star listening audience, but her relationship with her mom, it's like she presents very authoritatively, and then you see her break down, but only on her own, like not in front of her daughter. Yeah. I think that's really. I think it's a really interesting, realistic portrayal of that. I'd love to see more of it. It's only like a minute in the beginning of this episode.
No, literally, my brother, he just had his birthday, and my mom apparently was texting him and was like, "Oh, I'm not going to be there on your birthday." Like, my brother's like at college for the first time, and then meanwhile, the other day, I told her that something happened to me, and she's like, "But did you cry?" And I'm like, "Wow, Mom." I don't have the baby brother privilege. But
baby brother privilege, yeah. More Moon and Star. That's the
always
highlight, yeah. What else? She said, she ignores the Aina stuff. She didn't send Romulus, and we went over all that. Okay. And River eating the phone.
Yep.
So stupid. I love
it. GIF that. I feel like that's what that scene is for.
Yeah.
GIF that. Yep. Post it whenever someone talks about their phone or something. Yeah.
Share it with me.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else for the Bog Party? The thing is, they didn't animate anything for the Bog Party. It was just kind of...
They're just like, woo, it's the Bog Party!
Yeah.
Banjos!
Yeah.
I do like that Star's, like, fully, like, muddied up and is like, let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was good. I don't know. But I agree with Michelle's original take. They literally rip us away from the plot. I don't even care that much about the main narrative of Star compared to other shows we cover. Like, I actually prefer a lot of the non-narrative episodes of the show, but they need to be rooted in heavy characterization or relationships between the characters that we care about, specifically Star and Marco. Marco not in either of these episodes. We didn't even mention his name up to this point. And the strength of the show is Star, and Star interacting with people we care about. And, like, in theory, that could be true of a River and Star episode, but I don't think we really care about River that much. And it wasn't and it was all just superficial stuff. It's frustrating that this show has episodes like Bog Beast when it is capable of so much more in-depth characterization and narrative elements too. It's just, we're clearly not past the point where we're having Bog Beast type episodes. I'd expect more of them to come, I guess.
No.
Yeah.
At least Ludo's gone.
Delaney. Delaney. Next week.
No.
Why?
No.
Next week is Butterfly Trap and Ludo, Where Art Thou? So,
no, I don't care. He's in a little Dorito bag. Just leave him alone.
Oh, that was the other thing. Moon eating cornitos was great.
Yeah, that was really good. Her getting mad and just
and Moon did the Baloo Balee song that in Canada that started before. So Ludo's back next week. Butterfly Trap seems like it. So on one hand, Ludo, Where Art Thou? We're dreading it. But on the other hand, Butterfly Trap, I think this is the trial of Eclipse. I think it's happening next week.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, man.
And if the trial of Eclipse is called Butterfly Trap, I feel like that's not good. That's an Eclipsa is a villain title.
That's super clever, and I love it.
Trapping the butterflies,
Trapping the butterflies.
Will Eclipsa be queen at the end of the season? Like, that's
maybe. She might be queen by the end of that episode. If she can
maybe, like, briefly, but then I feel like something will happen and it'll revert back.
If this is what we're doing with the Eclipse of Claims of the Throne, this is just so Black Panther. Like, we literally just saw this. Okay.
Still haven't seen this movie.
Go see it, right?
They didn't know. The Disney folks didn't know.
It's all Disney. It's all Disney.
They don't just all talk to each other. It's not
they don't? They don't all talk to each other.
They're like, oh, that's what you're doing for Black Panther? Cool. We're going to do it in Star vs. the Force of Evil. Let's go, guys.
Synergy. Okay. Delaney, final thoughts on Bog Beast or Total Eclipsa?
I really liked Total Eclipsa. It was so good. I love Moon. I love Eclipsa. It was great. I just wanted to mention that one of my favorite moments was when Eclipsa was like, we're going down the rat hole. And Moon was like, I'm not going down there. And then Eclipsa gets down there and she's like, it's so dirty down here. Like,
I did like that.
It was so funny. Like, the voice actors for Eclipse is incredible. Like, it's so good. I just wanted to say that. I've been dying this whole time. I was like, I just want to talk about this really funny moment.
Yeah, Esme Bianco, I feel like I think is the Eclipse voice actor. She's really incredible here. Michelle, final thoughts.
Thumbs up. This is like an hour after I normally wake up, so I'm still kind of tired.
Got to get up early for Star on Saturdays now.
Mm-hmm.
April, final thoughts.
I really enjoyed both of these episodes, and I thought they were a great return for the rest of the season. So they definitely got me hyped, and I can't wait to see more of Eclipsa and her funny one-liners, like think of it as a girls' night.
Oh yeah, the girls' night line, yeah. That's good.
That was a good line. But yeah, no, I enjoyed these 2 episodes, even if you didn't enjoy Bog Beast. That's fine.
Oh, that's fine. Wow.
April is prepared to accept that outcome.
Yes.
I feel like I'm not alone on the frustrations of Bog Beast, but I don't know. Maybe, yeah, it's, there have been a few of those recently, it's the, Death Peck Ponymonium type episode. Anyway, I don't know.
Death Peck was incredible.
Yeah, you're the only, you and, Michelle, I think, like that most in the entire world.
The pigeon legs are just, they never get old.
He starts talking with that deep man voice.
I love the pigeon people. They're so good.
Listen, the fact that me and Michelle were on that podcast, like, come on.
Yeah, just the 2 people in the world who happen to like that episode were on that podcast. Yeah, okay. Next week, Butterfly Trap, Ludo, where art thou? Oh boy, Ludo. Okay, so Michelle's hype. Tell us what you thought of these 2 episodes, our discussion on them. Do you trust Eclipsa? Is it all a cover up by Eclipsa, by the High Commission? Let us know in the comments, overlyanimated.com or on YouTube.
Are you going to die with me on this hill?
Yeah, Glossric is evil theory. Confirmed.
No,
yeah.
Romulus is evil.
Glossric's already evil.
That's the hotter take. Romulus all the way.
Yeah. Will we see Glossric ever again on Star?
The hottest take.
Considering circumstances. So
he's the new laser puppy.
Yeah, speaking of laser puppies probably might be coming in 2 weeks, so we'll see about that.
I love the laser.
Laser puppies get a yas?
Of course they do.
And I don't know what else. Come talk about it with us on our Discord, overlyanimated.com/Discord. Consider supporting us via Patreon, patreon.com/overlyanimated. Thank you very much to all of our current patrons, especially our patron of the podcast, Saga Torres. And thanks as always to our patron executive producers, John Ryan, Steve, Alex, Andy, and Hugh. Check out our Voltron Legendary Defender Season 5 coverage this weekend. We're going to cover all of Season 5. Check out our Final Space continued coverage. Find all that out at overlyanimated.com, and we'll be back for more Star next week. Thanks for listening, guys. We'll see you then. Bye.
Bye.